Maybe I should be muted.
Hi, we're live. Just stopping Davidian from, chit-chatting. We're live. Hello, visionaries. Welcome to your Tuesday Transformation Live with Raquel and Davidian. Davidian is here with us.
I'm here. Hello.
So here's the deal, you guys. We are so honored to share these Tuesday adventures with you. And we're super grateful for our community and how generous you guys have all been. And just, we couldn't be more grateful for all of you who are supporting us, who show up here live, who have been visiting Foxy 5D, our new store, who have purchased our new products. And we're very, very honored and grateful for all of you. And we are going to be chart reading today. So if you're here live, go ahead and say hi. If you can see my chart, it should be, whoops, wait, where is it? This way. Oh my God. Okay, there, you should be able to see the chart. Wait, oh my God. Okay, I'm retarded, but you guys got what I'm trying to say. There's the charts. Chart. There it is. Anyways, we figured it out this time. We are going to do prize giveaways at the end. You do have to be here live. So I will be answering questions on chat as they come. Davidian's going to do the reading today. So just say hi if you're here live. We again want to thank our community. We're so honored to share these Tuesday lives with you guys during this great fun season. We're just sharing with the group. We're sharing in our event. And so we're kind of getting organized here. And so just go ahead and let us know who's here live. Oh, hey, Jen. Hey, Nicole. Happy birthday, Jen. Hey, Pam. Oh, my God. Hey, Debbie. Oh, my God. It's so fun to see you. Hey, Flo. Hi, you guys. Awesome. So, are you guys excited for today's chart reading? It's going to be really fun. So, you want to pull out your chart so you can compare and look like, what do I have in common? Do I have any of the same definitions? Do I have any same channels? So, we're going to go ahead, and when Davidian is ready, he is going to let me know when he's ready to share. So I just wanted to do a big shout out to everybody in our community. Like I said, thank you again for all the support and the love. If you guys haven't noticed, we have a link to our Foxy 5D, our brand new store. If you haven't noticed, we have a brand new educational product for those of you who want to know your tone and your trajectory. So that's really, really exciting. We also have discounts on all of our tees. Our t-shirts are like literally the best because they're designed by Davidian, and they're super fun. And so what we're doing today is we're doing chart readings from the people who have purchased recently their something from our Foxy 5D store. So we want to do a really shout out. Thank you guys so much. It helps us to create free content for you guys and to continue to create free content for those people who need free content. And for those of you who need more personalized stuff, then check out Foxy 5D. It's so hot. All right. So now, also, I have everybody's names in the hat here. So we're going to be doing that at the end for free stuff. Hey, Zagaritaria. Zagaritaria. So good to see you. Jerry, are you here? Because we do, if you guys look, we have Jerry's chart up. I know we also have Karen. So Karen, are you here? Jerry, are you here? And Davidian, are you ready to start?
Yep.
So yeah, you ready? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the slides a little bit more. And all right, so let's see how we're going to do this. So hold on, guys. Let me know if you guys can see my chart, my screen.
Yep.
Just type in a yes if you can see it, and you can hear Davidian. Okay, so by the way, you guys, I'm going to answer questions if they're coming in the chat. So Davidian, it's all you. I'm going to let Yeah, it's all you, Davidian.
Oh, me. Okay.
All you.
Can you hear me?
I can. Yeah. Can
Okay.
everybody hear Davidian? Just give me a little shout out if you can hear and you can see the screen. Yeah,
Okay,
Pam? Oh,
cool.
thank you. Cool, cool, cool.
So I haven't worked with Jerry or Karen, so I don't know them personally. And as such, what I'm going to be looking at is really doesn't tell me where they are in their spiral of self-actualization, like the what are the lessons that they've been confronting or have confronted them their whole life, and where are they in their understanding of their chart, in their design. That stuff doesn't, you can't see that. So um, we just can see what are the potential pitfalls. Well, that's what I look at. I mean, that's where I focus on. I focus on where one might get in their own way. Raquel is very good at seeing where they are in their highest and where they're meant to express and whatnot. And we balance each other out that way really well. Um, so that being said, I hope nothing I say is insults you or offends you. I'm just going to say what I see, and in no particular order of anything. So that being said, Jerry, I believe this is your chart. I would say, the fact that you're an emotional projector, I think you already know about that. So I'm going to really just focus in first on your open G. With this center, something absolutely vital for you is location. It supersedes everything. It should really be the first thing you pay attention to, even before your projector strategy, because if you're in the wrong place, you're going to be around the wrong people who will present you with the wrong opportunities and the wrong invitations. And you can also be wrongly conditioned as well. You have this natural chameleon ability to adapt to your surroundings. It's not voluntary. It's just something that happens, and it's just not always a great thing for you to become the color of every room you walk into. So when you sense you're in the wrong place, you really need to make it a priority to vacate, and it won't always be convenient. And so hopefully you have a partner, or you have friends that recognize this vulnerability in you, and this also this superpower in you to be able to detect when you're in the wrong place, which you really need to listen to, because the less that you listen to it, you can negatively adapt to your environment so that it becomes kind of like that boiling frog concept, where you don't really see how detrimental it is to you. But you do get that first indication that you can listen to. I also I always give this example of how it's not always convenient. Like, let's say that you went on vacation and the plane lands. It's like 4 a.m. You get to your hotel room. You're just bone tired. Let's say your partner, just who's not undefined G, has a defined G, just kind of just flops on the bed and is like instantly asleep, and you're feeling really gross in this hotel room for whatever reason. Energetically, you're feeling really bad. So it's not convenient to switch rooms at that place, right? At that time, because it's 4 a.m. Your partner's like asleep. You need to have this sort of understanding that when you feel that way, the effort, I mean, the tie goes to you. You have to be able to switch rooms, and it's going to be really inconvenient, but you have to do it anyway, because it's going to really dictate the whole trip. It's going to dictate just whether you have a bad experience or not. So it's really that important, something for you to really pay attention to. You probably have a favorite room in the house, maybe a favorite chair, a favorite vacation spot, but being in the right environment is just super key to your health and happiness. So when you're in the right environment, it's going to feel right. The right things will happen, and you're with the right people, and you attract the right experiences. And when you're not, the opposite occurs. Now, is it possible that the place that felt right originally ends up feeling wrong? Yeah. And you have You have an emotional center, so how you feel, you're always going to be able to feel into that, I would say, but you're going to be more immune to its effects if you don't listen to your immediate no. So what I'm saying again, just to be clear, is immediate no places are places for you to leave, but places that feel fine to you could devolve into not fine later, and you'll need to pay attention to that. But do not ignore immediate fuck knows. This is the wrong place for me kind of thing. Pardon my language.
Hold
You know,
on, Davidian, do you mind if we check if Jerry made it onto the call yet?
yeah, absolutely. Go for
Jerry,
it.
did you make it
I
on
can't see
the
anything chat wise, so yeah, please share.
Okay. So, I'm just wondering if Jerry made it on. Are you here live? Didn't receive the attachments. Nope, she didn't get it. She said that for some reason when she goes on there, it's not showing up. Is anyone, well, obviously people who didn't see it, I tried to send it to her. Okay, hold on a
Under
second.
what?
So when she goes into the group,
It's posted in the group, the live. She just click on the video and she'll appear live. Like double click on the video and then she'll join us.
okay, sorry you guys. Anybody here have an undefined or an open center as well? Because I know Pam.
Open G, particularly, that's the one I'm
Open
on.
G
Yeah.
center, sorry. Yeah, Open G center. Me only have the gate 15 defined in the G. Oh, cool. So everything Davidian is saying will really support you guys. Yeah, you can keep going and I'll try and get her on.
Okay. Well, at least she'll have a video to review later if she's not able to hear us.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to get her there.
So wrapping up that thought, I would say that when you don't know where to go on vacation and it's important for you to have a good experience, I would say don't always feel the need to try a different place. Go to a place that you already know that you enjoyed and it passed the vibe test. I would strongly recommend that. Something else that's sticking out to me is your 6124 channel. That's the one. I can't circle it because I don't have the access, but it's the one at the top in the head. It's called the channel of awareness. And what it means is basically your mind is consistently able to mutate how others see things. And also it can be good because it could be a very inspiring channel. It's not always something that you're going to say. It's not always going to be your words, just being in your presence. 70% of the population basically have undefined heads. And so when they're in your field of influence, when they're in your aura, they're going to get inspired, and they may not associate it with things that you're saying or whatnot. They'll just be inspired, but not only inspired, they'll also have a pressure to figure stuff out that maybe are things that aren't easy to figure out, kind of like life's mysteries. They'll be more interested in those types of topics, and it could even be a pressure to work on their own stuff that comes up. And it really depends often on the quality of your mental landscape and what you're going through, because you're broadcasting out from this space. So you're putting that out into the field that they'll pick on. They'll pick up, rather. So you don't even have to say a word. You just put this out in this vibe in the environment. And oftentimes you may not say it because it doesn't really go to your throat. Depending on who's there, it might reach your throat. It's also not for everyone. Your insights, your very novel ideas are not necessarily to be shared with everyone. Why? Well, it's projected. You're a projector, and you need to be recognized and invited to share your insight. And it can be really tough because you have these amazing ideas that aren't always something that you can really keep your mouth closed about, let's say. It's just, it wants to be said. But when you say it and when you just blurt out your knowing, Others may not recognize you, particularly if you weren't invited to share your insight. And even if they do become inspired, it's like you won't get credit for it. You know, I would compare it to like reading an amazing quote. Like this quote comes and you're like, whoa, this is great. Who said it? And then it says anonymous, because they're not going to necessarily put two and two together that inspiration came from you. But this just happens when you walk in other people's space. It may not always be inspiring in the happy, fuzzy sense, but because that it could take the form of this pressure that they feel to figure their stuff out that wasn't there a minute ago before you walked in. So you have a strong mind. It comes up with all sorts of novel ideas, and you have definitely the mental goods to inspire others to see things in a completely new way. So that's really nifty, as long as you don't use your mind to solve your own problems or resolve your own affairs. Because your great ideas for yourself have a lousier batting average. You know, you always want to fall back on your strategy and authority for yourself. So that means, first, are you somewhere that has good vibes, where people recognize your value and they want to have, that are interested in what you have to say? Are you waiting with all of your mystique, you know, that your aura puts out, to be called on and invited? Are you waiting a bit longer after the invitation to travel the full stretch of your emotional wave to make sure the whatever it is feels at least 70% like a good idea? Remember, spontaneity is not your friend. It just doesn't, it just will, that feeling to be spontaneous, ignore it. You know yourself, that you need to sleep on important decisions. You need to push things away for as long as possible till you become clear and are able to go through your emotional wave. This is also a very acoustic channel, so you may hear voices or sounds in your head. Could even be clairaudient, but a lot of this is unconscious, so you're not necessarily aware of the process. It's just the knowing shows up. You don't see it. You don't see the process or the deliberation that's going on in your head. There's probably like a whole committee coming up with these answers, kind of thing, different aspects of you that bring this information forward that you're not able to see. And because this is a very individual channel, there can be a lot of melancholy, because the opportunities to mutate others and use the energy that's with you 24/7 is not always available, and it operates in a pulse. So it's not always there. And when it's not there, there can be this tremendous not knowing, like an I don't know feeling that's really kind of feeling maybe oppressive even. But when you know, it's very powerful. So it's like stuck, effing stuck, and then launch forward. But that's a huge part of being an individual like you are, because this power operates in that pulse. What else? It's just these opportunities aren't something that you can predict. So that can be frustrating. It can't be controlled. You know, there's a lot of mental pressure. It might be difficult to meditate, having a defined head. So playing or listening to music could help you a great deal. What else? Undefined root, you know, that stands out. You're not meant to be in high stress areas for very long. So any type of area, that's another way to feel into your undefined G. Is this like a high stress area? You know, jobs that have strict deadlines, like newspaper journalism, or lots of chaotic action, like working on the stock exchange floor, those are not for you by any stretch. And because you're going to have that frequent need to hurry to get things done, so you can be free of that pressure. And that pressure really only goes away when you're away from people who activate that root center. But when you know that, you don't need to take that energy personally any longer, and you can just be more. It's kind of used as more of a barometer, an indication of the adrenalized pressure that others could be experiencing. You know, for you, the energy may cause a need for stillness, like with that gate 52, the only gate that you have there. It could be expressed like it can make you just want to be very still, like a need to focus or concentrate on something, but without really necessarily knowing what that thing is. It's like it may be like a pressure that you feel that you don't have like an explanation for, like you can't put your finger on it, but it's like you just need that stillness. But of course you're not going to get that stillness because that energy is filled with other people's adrenalized pressure. So it's really one of those things like that's going to inform you like, oh, this environment's not good for me, I need to be out of here, this is not right for me, and it isn't. You have that 4037 channel. That's the channel of community. So that really has to do about with like the bond, the bargain, finding the right allies to bond with in order to create harmony in the community. And if the bargains that you make with people are not honored, the relationship's going to break down. Um, and that's the case with everyone, but you have a special sensitivity to loyalty and betrayal. So if someone breaks their word to you, that's really effing serious. And even if it's over something minor. Um, One thing I'd recommend that's a good recommendation to have this energy is best not to enter into any like deals with people that you haven't physically met. And that really that you put your agreements into writing, just so it's there, it's understood how they show up, how you're going to show up, because it's not that you're a five, but the person you're dealing with could be a five, and you could be projecting expectations onto them that they never agreed to. So it's just really a good safety mechanism to sort of put things in writing so that you can make sure to cover your ass in that regard, and that you don't have to set yourself up for disappointment or a loss of a friendship. Um, and it's also a good idea with this energy to make sure that you maintain a balance in all aspects of your life: food, a regular intimate life, a balanced business life, and time off. So there's a lot of balance there, and this is part of your personality. It's all black. So there are this is a 100% conscious aspect of your experience. Um, yeah, that's what I have for now. That, I mean, how's that sound?
Well, we had so for those of you who are tuning in as well, Lynn is actually Jerry, but she's an undefined G, so she has different names.
Oh, cool.
She said that was amazing. And I don't know if you saw, I tried to post the comments as they came in. She said that she definitely betrayal was is really important. Like if you betray her, you're dead to me, she says. And yeah, she had a lot of comments as she went about the aloneness and the stillness. And you did have a couple questions. I don't know if you want to answer a question, but I can answer it too.
I would say the line two of the aloneness, that's
Uh-huh.
also kind of like leave me the F alone. Or like, what do I have to do to be left alone? Like, what do you need me to do so I can be left alone? So let me just do it. And that goes back to your like, let me just be free of the pressure. Just tell me what you need me to do so you can leave me the F alone kind of deal. Um,
She says it bang on, very accurate. And then she said, I wish I knew you 10 years ago. It's like a need. Yep, exactly. A physical need to be alone every day for an amount of time.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sleep alone. For sure, you need to sleep alone. You need to
Yep.
sleep alone. Yeah. So, because you pick up all sorts of gnarly energy during the day, and it can accumulate. And so it's good to like have some sort of space between auras for yourself. So yeah,
So
I hope that was helpful. It sounds
yeah,
like it
does
was. So
anyone
that's great.
else who had an undefined G, was that helpful for you? We had a lot of undefined Gs, a lot of projectors on as well that probably got a lot out of that. What if, okay, so this is a question about the undefined G. I can answer it if you don't want to, and I'm going to go back to it. Is Deborah asked, what if you get good vibes about the landscape and the place, but life dies for you with the people there? So, in other words, what she's saying is an undefined G. We don't have your chart up, Deborah, but I'm assuming it's undefined. I don't know if it's totally open. You can let us know if it's totally open or undefined, but she was saying that she gets a good vibe with the landscape, but not with the people there.
Well, it'd be also interesting to know, like, how long after things are great do the people like spoil it for you? And if you do have an undefined G, it's not like you're meant to stay in one place for too long, and that might be the writing on the wall that it's time to move on. Like the Incredible Hulk, David Banner goes from town to town. I'm not saying that you definitely need to be that nomadic, but that could be a good indication that it's time to move on. And with that 15, then yeah, I mean, that's 15 likes variety, too. I would just say, I don't know if 15 likes variety as much as it doesn't like routine. I don't know if that makes sense. It's like routine can get really like stale, and maybe there's just different clues to move on, and maybe the universe needs to, it starts as a whisper, it's time to move on, these people are assholes, and then you don't listen, and then things can get worse, because they're conditioning you. So yeah, so what does that mean? Maybe look for places that share certain qualities that I don't know what that place looks like to you. I don't know what your environment is. So I don't know if that jibes with your environment or not. So yeah, those would all be interesting variables to know.
Yeah,
So
so it's funny because she said, like she's nomadic. So this is Deborah A asking the questions.
okay.
And then Pam says open G, but three top channels, meaning different from totally open. Yeah, yeah. So that's an undefined G. And so a lot of this, so anyone who's undefined will relate to a lot of what Davidian's saying. Maybe not everything when he's talking about the specifics of the gates, but a lot is based around this undefined G center as
And
far as making sure something feels correct and your environment being important. Yeah.
right, and I think we have Karen's chart we want to get to real quick.
Yeah, thank you. Let me go ahead and pull up Karen's chart for you guys. So, Karen, are you here live? And if you're not, just an FYI, anybody who is here live, why don't you go ahead and type in your type. And let us know who's here, because also if you are here live, just so you know, anytime you type something in, you're going into a drawing for free stuff. So we're going to do that at the end, as but just so go ahead and type in so we know who's here.
Or if you purchase something from our store, that's also uh,
Right. So the two
really
charts we have
greatly appreciated.
here, yeah, the two charts we have here. Thank you guys so much for your purchases. Some people didn't want to have their charts read live, but we really, really appreciate it. So thank you, Jerry, and thank you, Karen. The and there's a lot of great products there now. If you guys, we have our brand new product on tone and transformation. We have our specific, non-specific, which is really cool. So we have a lot of really, really great. If you want your chart done next Tuesday, so we're going to show up here every week for a while to read some charts. So let me go ahead and pull up the next chart. We have Karen and oh gosh, I hope I can figure out how to do it. Okay, just kidding. I'm going to be able to figure it out. So just hold on a second. Let's get the next chart. Okay, do you guys see the next chart?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
perfect.
So this is cool. So, and it's interesting is I think we have some other self-projected wait, no, this is Splenic projector.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. But 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 let's see, we have okay, so cool, cool, cool. Look, we've got some cool chats coming in. So, is Karen here? Karen, are you here by any chance? All right, I'm just gonna catch up on a little bit of chats before you dive in. Zagataria says, "Oh wow, it was so accurate for me. It's so important for me to be in the right environment. I also have an open route with a 52 hanging gate. Oh wow, how cool is that, right? That was really interesting. So yeah, so like I said, bring your charts to Tuesday transformations because even if we don't have your chart, you'll be able to get some insights. Flo says, I have 15 and absolutely agree that I can easily get bored after a short while. Oh, very, very interesting, right? And Lynn, Jerry says, thank you so much, Davidian. You're so
You're so
welcome,
welcome.
Jerry. I'm thanking her for you. Sorry.
Okay.
Deborah's in a 3-5 emo. Jen, awesome. Hey, Dave. Glad you made it. I'm hanging out. Awesome.
Hey,
Hey,
Dave.
Andrea. Oh my gosh, so good to see you. Andrea's in our rave cosmology class. She's an emotional projector.
Awesome.
Jack Hugh, Linder, a 6'2", splenic projector. Awesome. Okay, cool, cool.
It's
You guys,
Jackie.
I'm so happy to see you all here. Elizabeth is a 5'1" generator. Awesome, awesome. Rose, hi, this is great. I'm a manifester 4-6 profile splenic. Oh, great. So splenic. So we're just about to do splenic here, splenic projector, but I'm sure Davidian will throw in some things that will serve a lot of splenics. So and then Zagataria is an MG emotional 5-2 open head, open ajna, open G. Oh my god. And are you serious? You have all that open? Oh my god, or undefined. And then wow, that is so cool. Hey Andrea, so good
All
to see
right.
you. Sorry, I'm talking. Let's let Davidian dive into the chart. This is the good part.
All right. So Karen, again, this is just my standard caveat. I do not know Karen personally, so I don't know where she's at in her process, what she's overcome, what she's still dealing with. So I'm just going with what's being served up to me. She's a 3-5 splenic projector. So let me look at the line 3 for now, which is trial and error. So
all line threes, type in the chat if you're a line 3.
so not being afraid to make mistakes. That's something for the line 3 to really get over. And it's really uncomfortable because mistakes happen. But mistakes, this is where you shine. This is where you discover and have your eureka moments where you get what you never thought you were going to get because it always looks different. You think you're getting this out of the experience and you get something else entirely. And that's going to be a really shitty thing if you're not following your strategy and authority. But it can, if you are following your strategy and authority and the mistake happens, I mean, this is how we discover penicillin, right? Or, the cure for polio and whatnot. So this is what you're designed for. You are the mad scientist that ends up putting the two things together. It blows up and then you're left with like this amazing thing when you operate correctly. So you really need to be okay with the possibility of making a mistake after you've entered into the whatever it is correctly, and then trust in your resilience. The truth that you're going to get is something different, but it's going to be at least just as good or even more, and it's going to be correct or better than what you imagined that you'd be getting from the experience you're entering into. But again, that experience has to be born out of your strategy and authority. This is also making and breaking bonds. So you behave in certain ways that others may find challenging. And that may often have to deal with, I would say, your critical eye for what's not working, or ways that others can do things in a better way. And sometimes you just can't help complaining or doing the I told you so thing with your 1858 channel, which is the channel of judgment. And you have that 4323, so things just get shared. But this is a really huge part of what you're here to do and be. So it's super important that this energy is channeled in a healthy and an appropriate way, because if not, people with this 1858 channel can end up in all sorts of relationship trouble and family issues if they're always challenging their closest peeps. You have an insatiable energy to improve things because you can see exactly where a system breaks down and where to make corrections. And with the 4323 channel, that channel of structuring, you're also a knower, and you can also really know things that really you have no business knowing, things you can't explain how you can't show your math. There are just truths revealed to you, but those knowings can be blocked by attachments you have to whatever preconceived notions that you have. So your mind sort of needs to stand out of the way when something needs to come out of your mouth. Again, this also needs to be invited, your insights, if you want to end up with a good result. And with this ability, you have a way of explaining things in a way to where someone really gets it, like a really unique explanation for something that can really solidify someone's understanding. And really, these explanations are mutative, so they can really change the way somebody thinks. It's a really powerful energy that can really help if you can find that sweet spot in using this energy wisely. And it's either going to come out in a smart way or it's going to come out in a dumb way that ends in you feeling bitter because it falls on deaf ears or it gets stolen. Again, you have a projector energy here, so things can get ripped off. They may not know that you're the one who said the thing, and they end up running with it. Like, oh, I just heard this really great thing. Yeah, jackass, I told you. Really? I don't remember that. It's so this is where you don't want to just open your mouth and say something, because it's just like it can be like handing people money that you'll never see again. And you're just giving them these amazing things and you just want to be recognized. So you're like, look at me. I have this amazing ability to just blow your mind with this amazing insight. And they're just not, you're going to either be invisible or they're going to just be like, yeah, whatever. And it was brilliant, but you didn't follow your protocol. And now your brilliance has the frequency of annoying instead of what it deserves. So that's how your power works. You need to be in, it needs to have a certain frequency, or you're adding noise to your frequency by just offering it. So if you can think of it in that way, like almost like if it was a fire hose and you're putting out a fire, but this is so, I'm going to stop myself right now. It's the worst analogy ever I could come up with. And it's so freak to genius because I have that 4323 also. And so it's good to catch yourself when you're like in freak mode, because sometimes it's hard to convert what's like 5D chess in your mind. As soon as you're trying to explain this like 5D concept, as soon as it hits your tongue, if you're not invited or whatnot, it can just like, it just crap. It's like you're playing like a game of tic-tac-toe, it doesn't land. So you do have to be, there's rules and there's a learning curve with the 4323. Now with yours, it's a little easier because at least you can sort of see that process. It's part of your personality. You can maybe even be just aware of the process. Mine's totally red, so it just comes through my mouth. I can't even see what I'm about to say or whatnot. But this has been your learning edge too. So, that 1858 is just super big. I think it's just it's such big energy. It just invades your whole chart because it can really just piss people off if it's done the wrong way. And especially if it's coming from a projector who's not invited to share it. It's just like this nagging energy that doesn't, like, no one's going to listen to it. And it's going to piss you off even more. And you're going to be bitter because stuff bothers you. And that weak link in the chain, the thing that's out of place, that stuff really stands out for you. And sometimes it can be really difficult biting your tongue and not sharing that insight. But this is definitely something that can be very helpful to others and companies. When it's invited, or when it's not invited, it's just going to push people away. So also a good thing to know with this energy, when your mind doesn't have someone else to judge or fix, that discontented feeling can turn inward, and it can cannibalize itself in the form of a super critical jerk mind, because this need to correct is such a strong pressure that when people with this channel don't have something to challenge or correct, you end up doing it to yourself. So, you know, managing this drive to find perfection, it's more so designed to be of service to like the public sector, not so much in your personal life. So in other words, you want to be paid to show others where the system is breaking down. Um, Someone with this energy, rigorous exercise also helps, particularly to like mute this nagging voice, or mitigate, or burn the mind's energy to attack itself. Um, and let's just talk about your line 5 for a second, because I believe there's a line 5 somewhere else in our group here. People will fundamentally misunderstand you, and that can be another source of arguments. They think they know you, and they project onto you how they think you should behave, and when you don't meet their projection, however off it could be from actually who you truly are, you're the one who pays the price for not living up to their idea of you. And professionally, much like what I was saying to Jerry before, with a 5 professionally, the recommendation is to put everything in writing of what you are doing in exchange for what they're paying for. Or when you say you're going to help out a friend, what you will do and what you will not do, or else there's a good chance that they're just going to presume you offered to do more, and then they'll be let down when you don't show up in the way they projected you would. So putting things in writing is often a good way to cover your ass so your reputation doesn't suffer as a result of this sort of misunderstanding. It's an energy you carry. You're always going to carry it. So be practical. Be practical about that. Cover your ass by making sure things are in writing. So when someone has, wait a second, I thought you were going to do but, you could just say, well, here's the email. Do you remember I said that this is, the thing? And then, oh, okay. And now your reputation is preserved, and now you don't have to deal with that drama that would have inevitably come from their projecting onto you what you said you were going to do, and that, or so on and so forth. But, you've got that undefined solar plexus. So there can be difficulty in standing in your truth, or drawing that sort of line in the sand may be challenging. But if you can figure out a way to just do that ahead of time, it will mitigate having to face more of others' uncomfortable emotions later. So it's really kind of kills two birds with one stone. Yeah, that's really what's coming forth for me right now. There's obviously
great.
way more layers deep, so much, that you can get in a reading, in a session. Right. So much comes out, but yeah,
there's a lot of great quotes. There's a lot of great quotes. Okay. If you want me to read a few.
Yeah, sure.
There's a lot of great feedback that you've been getting throughout this. There's a lot of people with talking about 1858 and the 4323. Andrea says, ooh, the bitterness that comes from the not being invited and sharing the 4323 insight. Like, I'm sure, as a projector, it makes it even more intense.
You know what? I just want to say something real quick, which is actually an analogy that's coming through that's really going to be hopefully powerful for a lot of people. When it comes to the 4323, when it comes to anything that's projected, okay. So Reiki energy, okay? Reiki energy. A lot of people know, maybe a lot of you are Reiki masters or into Reiki and whatnot. Now, Reiki is something that you are a conduit for Reiki energy. It doesn't come from you. You're not the source of Reiki. Reiki moves through you, and it moves you to where the energy needs to go, okay? But it's not you. It's not your energy. So you don't take credit for your energy. You just grateful that you're attuned to it and it moves through you, and that's what you're celebrating. You don't get a big head on how powerful you are, or you're gonna just you're challenging to be weak again. I mean, it's really, you're a vessel for it. And in that same way, I would say that's where the knowing is. It's not your knowing. It's just a knowing that's coming through you. It's, you're a vessel for this knowing. And you, just like in Reiki, you wouldn't just walk up to someone and perform Reiki on them, even though you could see them in pain, and you just wouldn't go up to them and go, hey, I know Reiki, or I'm going to do Reiki on you right now, and you're just going to love it. Much in that same way, you should see your knowings that, yeah, you do have that available, and yeah, it's too bad they're not recognizing you or didn't come to ask you or whatnot. And then you could have been, that insight could have landed perfectly and could have been healing or mutative or empowering, but they didn't. And so you have to honor that in the same way that someone did not, you know, ask for your Reiki and you do that, then that's not cool. That's not correct. And it's not going to really help. And you're not going to look good at the end of it. And you're going to be bitter or frustrated or angry or disappointed. So I would say, like, and that's a huge part also about your design. You start taking less credit for it because you didn't do shit for it. It just appeared. And then you're like, take credit for an idea that you had nothing to do with. It popped into your head. What homework did you do for that thing to pop in? Zero, nothing. But that's what the mind likes to do. The mind likes to take credit like a split second after the thing happens, and it's already owning it as, oh, my idea, I got a great idea. Well, no, a great idea came through you. It wasn't your idea, the mind's idea necessarily, but it can be part of the conceptual mind if it's black. Anyway, there's a lot more to know about that. But I just think that if we could all just not take credit for everything, that's a big part in being a passenger, okay? Where you're watching. That's really the place that you want to be at. Passenger consciousness is not about you're the actor on the stage. You are the audience, you know, the audience member. Okay, you're watching. You have a seat assignment, and if you can get yourself into that mode, then you're going to get in your way a lot less. Start to get into freak mode in here. So I'm going to stop myself. But I hope that helped.
Yeah, I think it was really good. Everybody's saying really good analogy. Loving it. Very, very cool. Ooh, the drama of the projection field. Deborah had a great quote about the 1858 that she was married to one in Projector and how it was not fun.
Oh, yeah.
Great explanation, Davidian. Yeah,
Really,
really good. Very, very cool. Oh, Jerry says, no, bring on the freak mode. I know. I think you stopped yourself too often. You were not in freak mode.
If it went any longer, it just turned into a bunch of whistles and clicks probably at the end.
Yeah, I don't know. It was great. It means a lot. Yeah, it really does. Yeah, exactly. Thank you guys so much for all your comments. And by the way, everybody who comments, if you haven't commented yet, just throw in a little emoji, a heart, or anything, because what we're doing is anybody who comments, we're doing drawings at the end. Okay. And so that's what I'm saying, Lynn. LOL. Yeah, exactly. Bring on the freak mode. We got a lot of 4323s here today on the call.
Sweet.
So what I'm gonna do before we end for today, let me pop back on the video, and I'm gonna do a quick pulling out my hat and doing a quick drawing. Unless there's anything else you want to say, Davidian?
Good luck to everyone.
I just realized my hair was like totally out of control. All right, so are you guys ready for a drawing? So here's the deal. If you don't win, go ahead and type something in the chat right now. That way you can go in again next week. And then, by the way, if I call your name and you're not here live, you go back into the hat. Does that sound fun for you guys? So what we're doing is for those people who, you know, they want a little extra support, you don't really have the funds right now to invest, then this is why we're doing drawings for free stuff. So it's really fun and it gets everybody involved. So are you guys ready for a little free giveaway? So this is really fun.
So to get something free, they just need to comment or whatnot. But if they want me to look at their actual, like, do what I just did, then they're gonna need to buy like some cool whatever thing. Doesn't have to be expensive, and our shirts are on sale. But if that's something that you'd like to be, on the hot seat in my freak scope,
Get
then
in the hot seat, guys. Get in the hot seat. It's really comfy in there. Was it comfy in there?
under the freak scope.
Jerry, did you enjoy it? Under the freak scope. Karen, let us know if you enjoyed the hot seat. Okay, so let's see.
Freak
You
to
want
genius.
So here's the thing. I know a lot of people that were here last week aren't here this week, and so how much are the paid readings? So was it comfy, Lynn, Jerry? It's so funny. We have another open G in our level 1. So she's Deborah in the class, but Sarah on Facebook. And it's like depending on her, she's an undefined G. It's so funny. Okay, so Rose. So the readings we have are on Foxy 5D. It's $555 for 2 sessions. But if you want one of the educational products, then we are doing a free hot seat with any of the educational products, and all of our educational products are different prices. So depending on what you want, you could do the specific, non-specific, I think is one of their lowest price points at like $55. So it's not a big investment. And then some of them are more expensive. If you want the full 4 radical transformations, then those are available as well on foxy5d.com. And there's also a link in the description. And so what am I trying to say? Even if you
said
get
it.
the specific, non-specific, you'll be on the hot seat. Next week, we're doing the readings every single week. Okay, so we're kind of having a lot of fun with it.
Well, we'll try. I mean,
we don't know, but we are for right now. But it might not.
It'll be done. It'll be done, but it may be the
we'll
following
do it.
week.
But
yeah,
exactly,
first come, first serve kind of deal. Yeah.
It's first come, first serve. And if and some people, they don't want it live, so that's totally fine too. Okay. All right. So, did you enjoy the hot seat? Yay, Jerry. All right. So here we go. I've got my first winner for right now. Sheila Scarp. I thought I saw you here. Hey, Boo, can you put in the Foxy 5D for Rose?
What do you mean?
Can you get the link in the chat or no?
Yeah.
Okay. For Rose, we would love to see your chart. Are you a projector?
Well, it's in the. I thought he just did, but
put it in the chat. Let's see.
I had it in the chat.
Is Sheila here? I can do it.
Yeah.
If you can do the education. So Rose, these are on Foxy 5D. It's under education. We also have a great deal. All of our shirts are on sale right now too, if you want to get a fun human design shirt. Is Sheila here? Sheila's not here, is she? So here's the other thing. Hold on. Dave Myers, are you here?
Your nails look killer. Wow.
They do, but it's really just because
what's happening?
Weird.
Please keep doing that.
Manifester. Oh, Rose is a manifester. Awesome. So you guys are going back into the drawing if you're not here live. Were my nails awesome? They were, right? Okay. So, but I'm afraid if I keep putting them in there.
All right, Dave's there.
Dave, you're the winner. Woohoo! Dave is the winner. Give him a hand, everybody. Come on, let's do a little celebration. Yay, Dave. All right, so Dave, welcome to our free gift. We're giving out a free access to our Mystical Mindset Power Boost, which is 7 modules, which will include your it includes how to manifest by design. Yay, Dave. I was so worried I was going to have to pull out like 10 different names. Sorry, I'm having now my hair is going completely wild. All right. Yay, Dave.
We just want to see more of your nails. Yeah, they're metaphysical, multi-dimensional. Wow.
All
They're
right.
opening up
So
portals and parallel universes.
that's my energy. All right, you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here live. Was that fun? That was so much fun. I love listening to Davidian's Freak to Genius. It always is always great information. Yay, Dave. Woohoo. Okay, so Dave, we do have to get your email address in order to get you your free stuff. So be sure and PM us. We will it looks like you're on Facebook, so we can private message you. Yeah. Okay, awesome. Jerry, you are so welcome. And Karen, we hope you're listening to the recording. We hope you enjoyed your hot seat. And we look forward to whoever's hot seat is next week. We can't wait to look at some more charts. And Dave, we will be in touch for your free gift. So if you want to get your name entered, even if you're listening to the recording, go ahead and drop a comment in the chat. And even if you're listening to the recording, you will go in the drawing. So we heart you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your week. And I will see you guys next week on Tuesday Transformations.
Bye, everyone. Good journey.
Unless you're in the rave cosmology, Andrea. So I'll see you on Thursday. Bye, guys.
Peace.
Mwah.